the administration was taking this seriously, they would come out and say, we despise leaks. We are trying to get to the bottom of this. And the fact that they didn't and are coming out so hard against the people who are talking about leaks, I think is really indicative. But, Matt, I'm wondering what you think of the folks in this video. I think you could see it one of two ways. One, they're patriots who are standing up for their own dignity, honor, their service, protecting people, of course. The other, I guess, you could see it as maybe they're stepping outside of the chain of command. They're breaking code. They're maybe talking out of school. I mean, how do you see it?
I don't see them as breaking code, only because I think they're trying to save somebody else who broke code, and that's the people that are leaking this information out. Sure. And I think they value what they've done for this country. They value what the armed forces do for this country, and they realize if this continues, this trend of information getting out, it kind of ruins everything we have as far as defense. So I think they're doing the right thing, but the left will attack them as kind of radicals, I think, and saying that they're coming out
and traitors.
People, yeah, people are saying that there's actually there's social media now. People are writing emails. They're posting on the Facebook pages of the people who have appeared in this dishonorable disclosures video, calling them traitors.
Right.
But here's the reality: people that work with classified information understand the severity of what it would mean for that to be disclosed, and they generally know what's classified and what's not. Right. And here we're talking about former officers voicing opinions on matters of public policy, of national security. They're not leaking anything. They're saying this stuff that is out there in broad spectrum now that everybody's talking about, that's on the front page of every newspaper, should not be out there. And for media outlets and the White House to be joining hands to try to smear them, to smear their service, to insinuate that they, or in some cases outright accuse them of being traitors, is absolutely disgraceful. And I think it also tells you a lot about the people making the accusation, because they should be able to say, we didn't leak anything. This White House is a tightly run ship, and they're afraid of people finding out what really happened there.
Can I ask you about that? Because it's come up before in conversation. Is there a possibility that technically they didn't leak classified information because, as Buck, you've pointed out, the president can declassify anything?
If it came from the president, it would be an interesting situation, because one, you'll never find out because it would be covered under any executive privilege. You can't subpoena those records. But also the president does have that right. But then you would have something that I don't think anybody had imagined before this, which is the president telling the media what's going on and then pretending that he hadn't had those discussions with the media specifically. But, you know, Brandon, I want to bring you back in on this, because, you know, as I see it here, you know, there is a moral imperative for people who have spent time in the service, who have served their country, who have worked in clandestine operations, to be able to voice their opinions, their informed opinions on matters of public policy that are out there. I mean, do you see where I'm going with that? I think that this needs to be done.
Yeah, I think it's one of the great things about the internet. You know, here you have a group of patriots that do have the expertise to explain things in a way with a little bit more seriousness than, say, you know, a lot of the journalists out there. These guys have the experience. They've been there, done that, on the ground, served their country, and they're just trying to raise awareness. You know, you and I both worked overseas, and anytime you disclose assets, and assets are people that we've recruited, foreign nationals, to help our own national security, you betray that trust, and it makes it harder for the next guy to go out there and recruit other assets. So, and then the lives that are at stake. So I think it's good that these guys they put this video out there and made it, you know, for the most part, the video is really apolitical, and it's just about Washington. Hey, this isn't acceptable, and we're standing up for it.
And without question here, the kind of leaks we're talking about, these did, as Brandon said, they betrayed procedures, techniques. They told the enemy about how we're doing things, when we're doing things. This is exactly the kind of stuff that's supposed to be prevented by the Espionage Act.
And Pakistani doctor,
and of course, and I think people do need to speak out about it.